NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Players.
Hello again and welcome. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo, coming to you from one of the game's most famous venues, the TPC Sawgrass, home to the Players.
And home of the Players too. The PGA Tour professionals that play the tour, they basically run and own this wonderful venue. It is their championship, and it's one that each one of those players playing here this week would want to win. It might not be considered a major, but the Players, it is their championship.
Oh, this looks good.
Certainly is.
This is going to be a tough day on the links. I mean, even the Seagulls are walking the way. Now the approach to the 12th. Frank, what's the player looking at?
Well, it's a fun shot here for the second shot, especially if you've driven it down the right side, because then you can see the flag no matter where it is on the green.
Playing this par 4, still not on the green after that second shot.
That's still not done. A good third shot, maybe get away here with par.
Once considered the best PGA teaching pro in the country, our featured golfer makes birdie and now sits comfortably inside the cut line.
And Frank, we always like when they have the whole location back left and that ball trickles down, feeds, and you can see some really good ones and maybe even an ace here.
Yeah, just like Mickelson a few years ago. Down there, it looked like it was going to flirt with a bunker, ran up and over the ridge, and in it goes. This is one where you have to play ground ball as well as high ball.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Didn't check, Frank.
Yeah, just not enough spin on that. Really, I mean, that almost like took that first bounce and just ricocheted forward. Another good swing. Another good approach shot.
Getting set now over the putt.
Nothing wrong with that par putt.
Frank, the 14th hole. A lot has happened here over the years.
I think it's the litmus test on the back nine. That's where things really start to heat up. It looks like a straightforward tee shot, but often the eyes wander to that water down the left side. And, of course, if you think about that, you invariably fire the ball towards the right, where those hillocks and thick rough is, and virtually no chance of reaching the par 4 and 2.
That's nice to roll in a 25-footer now and then. Those feel good. But still, there's nothing like hitting that perfect tee ball. Long and straight.
Yeah, you can puff out your chest, last to play, the advantage, holes shorter. Basically, the list goes on.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. He's hit the green, but his work is by no means finished. A difficult putt coming up from about 25 feet. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Continues to roll it very well all day long. Now to the 15th, and Frank, I know this is a hole that you really like.
Yeah, it gets no respect in my book, which I think is a shame. Just a nice dogleg to the right. And really 2 good shots and a 3 here, which is actually a rarity. It sets you up for those closing 3 holes. Too often people just take 15 lightly. And 15 has just a gentle nibble that turns into a bite.
Second shot, good look at the green.
that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Par yesterday, now for birdie. That's an important birdie right there, into the top 5 on this leaderboard.
Well, there's so much at stake this week, Rich.
There you have it, Frank. The second round is complete. What are your thoughts?
I think anybody looking at this leaderboard, anybody in the top 10 of that leaderboard is certainly in a good position to win. Quality of the golf there in that first 10 is excellent.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Its third-round coverage of the Players.
There's something about a well-hit shot.
Looks to be a good setup going into the green here at the 10th. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Oh, looked like he caught a flyer right there, Frank.
Well, I don't know what he caught, but this is way too much.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
This one just requires a little bit of focus.
Sneaking into contention here. Is that birdie?
Top 15 now on the leaderboard. Now the time to be aggressive. Par 5, 558-yard, 11th hole, Frank. What's the key here?
Tee it high and let it fly. This is the big chance here. This is one of the widest fairways on the golf course. This is where you chance it all. Oh, that's got to be 300 yards, isn't it?
Okay, the second shot now at this par 5.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That was a big, bold strike, and now a chance for a big, bold move. Putt for eagle coming up. And the computer dials this one up at 26 feet. Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
But now a chance for a birdie.
A few more birdies like that, Rich, you never know, just might sneak placed on the podium.
In the top 10 right now. Here now, the 12th hole at the TPC Sawgrass. It's a 358-yard par 4, so short on the card, Frank, but obviously a challenge. What's the key here?
Once again, trying to find that right position on the fairway, and that's down the right side. Anything down the left, that mound is going to block your view. That's an absolute beauty.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
sit down, get down.
Oh, this is gone.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Birdie putt coming up. The par on this hole yesterday. And with that birdie, moves to third place. One of the great things about this golf course, Frank, a variety of par threes, different yardages. Here at the 13th, 181-yard par three.
Yeah, this is where you have to be careful on the tee there. Anything left's just going to be eaten up by that lake. Matter of fact, if you hit one with a little bit of a hook and it catches the mound, it can still kick into the lake. So this one here, just be a little cautious on the tee.
Oh, just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Trying to make yet another birdie.
Given the situation, Rich, things so tight at the top. Very, very good birdie.
That was huge right there. Still with a great chance to come away with this title. Frank, Tiger certainly had his adventures here at 14.
Well, we'll never forget that. Spun it left. In the end, was very, very lucky to get away with 6. Had it been 7, Garcia might have just caught him at the post. But he will, and we will, never forget 14.
That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
How good has the swing tempo been?
Has not lost it since the first hole, Rich. I think that's been the key to the round. Started with that rhythm, even though the winds were out there. The winds haven't abated, and neither has that rhythm.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
Really not much to this. The only issue would be a lack of concentration or focus. That is some good work right there. Birdie and one shot closer to the lead. So through 54 holes, a really good position inside the top 5 with 1 round to go.
Yeah, those handful of players that we're looking at, Rich, they certainly have looked the best players this week, which makes tomorrow look like a real thriller.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Players.
Oh, this is heading in the wrong direction.
Uh-oh. Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. Not a gimme, but well within his range. Well, that was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
Sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Clean this up with a tap. Did the job right there. Fourteenth hole, 481-yard par 4, ranking second in difficulty, Frank.
Yeah, this one always gets overlooked, Rich. You've only got to flick the drive a little left, and all of a sudden your round just gets completely wrecked. Ask Vijay Singh. It cost him a Players' Championship. Many a player there has dealt with that left side. You will pay the price.
Frank, halfway home on maybe the toughest par 4 in the golf course.
Yeah, for some reason, for such a big green, it's always hard to get that second shot close.
This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Birdie here yesterday, trying to do it again today.
Just a fraction too aggressive. Remember, line and speed go together.
Sometimes you want that birdie so badly, and all of a sudden you're faced with a lot of work, more work than you had hoped for.
That's a good par there, Rich.
Back to the TPC Sawgrass, the 15th hole. It's a par 4 as we make our way to this finishing stretch. And Frank, what's in store for the players here?
Another one of those par 4s around 450 yards. Ideally hit it tee shot down the right side, keeping away from that bunker, but that's a flat bunker down the right with no lip, so it's still not too bad. Biggest problem here is that green. So many undulations on this green. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Frank, once again, precision is so important as we look at this second shot to the 15th.
Yeah, you're looking at the flag here. You're looking at birdie, but if you miss, that big bunker on the left will swallow it up, and there's two little pop bunkers on the right. Tough to get it up and down.
That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
And this will be a 5-foot putt here. Pretty much doing everything right this week. 11 under for the tournament. Frank, I think one of the things that fans love about this gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, each hole has that sort of hold your breath moment. Certainly 17, we know when that ball's in the air, you're holding your breath. Is it wet or dry? 16, same on that second shot. You're holding your breath wondering, where is it? Right in the water or left with a chance for 3?
That's why you don't want to get too sloppy on that tee shot. A lot of people look at 16 because there's a wide fairway and they think just get it down there. But the extra 10 or 15 yards, there's a little ridge down that left side. If you catch that, the ball will kick good 20 yards further forward. 20 yards is 2 clubs. I'd much rather go into 17 with a 4-iron than a 2-iron.
Well, Frank, obviously way too much club there.
You've got to think something like that, or at least misread the wind. This is never going to sit down.
And a chance for eagle after that perfectly played shot. Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business.
Rich, how can you leave an eagle putt short?
Well, you can't. I mean, that's embarrassing.
You can leave a par putt, birdie putt, an eagle putt.
Might want to just shut the game down and quit playing. Starting to put it together right now, Frank.
Join that trio at the top.
Frank, it's the moment that makes it tough, isn't that right?
Yeah, you've made that walk from 16 green. It's 80 yards to the tee here. So as you walk along, and if your eyes venture to the right, you see it all in front of you. You see the crowd behind, and you realize this is the shortest par 3 on the golf course. But you also, if you think a little too hard, everything that you've seen over the years flashes through your mind.
Frank, he's knocking them down and picking them up.
Oh, it's just taking pins out, one after the other.
Almost. Wow. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Trying to move on with a par in his pocket. keep the round going, those par putts. Now to the final hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. Frank, is this one of the toughest finishing holes in the sport?
It is, because the simple reason you've played 17 holes and the job isn't done yet. Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy. Oh, that was sweet. Straight down the middle.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the players.
Well, this could be good. Superb shot.
Well, it's as good as it's going to get. There's going to be no worries about making that one.
This hole's been good to him. Birdie yesterday, and trying for another one today. Good putt. Frank, 14 is so often a pivotal hole here at the TPC Sawgrass.
It is, Rich. And when you see a player hit 2 shots comfortably on this green, you think, what's all the problems about 14? But when you see someone stray left or stray right, you realize that 14 is a real bear.
That's an absolute tracer right there. In the fairway and well over 320 yards. Second shot, good look at the green. Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green. Midway through this back 9, could use this birdie here at the 14th. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Good try, just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
So a tester from 4 feet. He'll take par and move on. Frank, the 15th hole certainly has the respect of the professionals.
But you're right, this is a positional hole where just keep the ball down the left center. You can't go too far, though, because you'll get blocked out or you'll run out of fairway. From there, it's really about knowing where the flag is, what position on the screen, because this is another green that's not flat. If the second shot lands on the wrong portion of the green, it'll finish well away from the hole.
Birdie try up next. And with that birdie, moves to 3rd place. Frank, you're 1 behind. Sunday afternoon, you're trying to win one of the game's great championships. Is this a spot that you love as a competitor, the 16th hole of par 5, with a chance to make a lot of noise?
It's a spot you cannot hide from, Rich, because you know exactly there. If you haven't looked at a scoreboard, you can feel it from the atmosphere.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Frank, this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Yeah. That's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Yes, this putt for eagle. And so with that eagle, nice move in the third place.
Completely changed the complexion of this event.
Frank, a couple different ways to watch golf as a fan. You could follow your favorite player for a number of holes, or you can park yourself in one spot. I think one of the better ones is the hill behind the 17th at TPC Sawgrass.
Yeah, and that's why the reaction of the fans is so different. If you followed that player the whole way around, you've lived and died on every shot he's hit. Meanwhile, if you stuck at a hole, you want...
So, drop the shot after ending up with the water on that recent miscue. So, hit the previous shot in the water, took a drop. This now the third shot. Let's see what they do from 140 yards. One player told me, Frank, that it's like a root canal appointment. You're thinking about 17 all day long.
I think a root canal at times would be more enjoyable than playing 17 on a windy day.
Getting set for this next shot from the rough, what does the player need to be careful of here, Frank?
Well, this is where we're going to see exactly how good they are because, that's not exactly the best lie, but it's sort of doable if you know what you're doing.
How about that shot? From that lie to get it that close.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the players.
Seems to like it. Headed for the fat part of the green. Birdie try again here today.
With that birdie, moves one shot closer to the lead.
Frank, historically in this great championship, 14 has proven to be a pivotal hole.
Everybody focuses on the finish here, but you're absolutely right, Rich. This can be an absolute scorecard wrecker because if you spin your drive left, the drop back, perhaps on the ladies' tees, you can make 6 in a heartbeat. You try and air to the right, you can make 6 from the mounds. So a good drive down 14 gives you a chance for that fast finish.
Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. Settles in over the putt. Frank, that looked good to me. Well, that would have been a bonus had it gone in, but still, reasonable chance for par here.
Yeah, there's no damage. You're not going to birdie every hole.
Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Just before we get to what they call the gauntlet, 16, 17, and 18, 15 requires all of your attention, doesn't it, Frank?
Personally, I think this is the prettiest hole on the golf course, Rich. I've actually often gone back there and taken pictures. Just a gentle dogleg to the right. You come out of the chute. Seems to be a generous fairway. You just get a little view of the bunker down the right side, but virtually there's no lip there, so that's not a concern. The green, all sorts of weird and wonderful waves on it. Well protected by a big bunker on the left and these two little pop bunkers out on the right that, well, if you're first time around, you might notice.
Appear to be a decent strike.
Just heading a little left.
Frank, that reminds you of maybe what, the greatest bunker player of all time? Not a gimme, but well within his range. Starting to put it together right now, Frank.
Join that trio at the top.
And if you're a couple of shots behind on Sunday, that final round, you're thinking about 3, and that's possible, isn't it?
Well, history's shown it has, Rich.
Missed that one, and it is going towards the rough. Frank, he is one of the longest hitters in the game, but at some point, you have to hit a fairway.
Yeah, he's certainly not the straightest. I think that was the bit you're going to put in the middle.
Didn't hit it in there tight, but still with a good chance.
Yeah, if that's his worst shot at the end of the day, then I still think he's played well.
Playing his third here at the par 5. See if he can get this one to drop here at the 16th for a birdie. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie.
Very aggressive mode with that birdie now in second place.
Frank, just 137 yards on the card, but now the tricky winds come into play, making this a tough proposition.
It's a weird place on the golf course because you feel the breeze when you're coming down 16 and you look across, and if you feel like it's a cross breeze, you imagine that breeze should be the same, but there's like a bowl effect because of the fans behind and to the left side of 17. It almost creates that sort of turbulent air, and you never really know if you've got it right.
This one doesn't look good.
There's water over there.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Getting set now over the putt. Tough game, Frank. You can hit 300-yard drives and miss 3-foot putts.
Yeah, there's the ecstasy, and that's the agony.
Just a couple of feet. Frank, looks like pars are just not good enough at this stage of the tournament.
Yeah, scoring's way too good today, Rich.
Now to the 18th hole here at TPC Sawgrass. 462-yard par 4, Frank, and another example of visual intimidation from the designer, Pete Dye.
Those wooden bulkheads that go all the way down the left side of 18 give you like an optical illusion, Rich. And there's not a single fairway bunker on the right to give you something specifically to aim at. So you've got to fixate on one of those trees. This is not a hole where you want to be looking at anything other than a specific target. Long and straight.
That's how you do it. He has given this one the full treatment. Perfect release through the ball, and this shot is on the fairway, over 300 yards.
This has to go on the hazard.
Needs to get up or it's going in.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Players.
We're at the TPC Sawgrass in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida, for one of the game's most prestigious titles, the Players' Championship. Rich Lerner alongside Frank Nobilo. This one looks like it's headed right for the middle of the dance floor, Frank.
Rather nice shot, I would say.
So a chance for birdie after another solid approach shot. This one just requires a little bit of focus. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line. Even
Frank, a solid par right there, maintains his position. And through the years, Frank, it has gotten the best of the best, hasn't it?
we've seen Tiger Woods hit it left. We've seen Vijay Singh hit it left. We've seen so many players in the water down the left. Conversely, many a championship's been lost by hitting the ball up in the mounds on the right.
You take 4 here and run to 15?
I would sprint.
Frank, challenging approach shot here at the 14th.
Yeah, there's some subtle mounds in this green. One that comes in on the right, and then another one that starts to come in about 2/3 of the way down on that left side. This is not heading in the right direction.
Well, it looks like it's going to be in the rough. Into the tall cabbage. That ball is swallowed up.
Remember, out of the rough. Expect the ball to jump forward a little bit.
That shot does finish up on the green, but it sets up for a very difficult putt. This is a long putt. Really, the key is the speed. If it drops, that's a bonus.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Players. Welcome to the Players Championship, always one of the most unpredictable Sundays in golf. This is Pete Dye's masterful creation, TPC Sawgrass. We're located in Ponte Vedra Beach, Florida.
And what a championship final round we're in for today, Rich. Whatever happens in the first 15 holes will only be exaggerated, accentuated. Your choice over 16, 17, and 18. Three famous holes, all with water in play. And we've seen just about every scenario possible over the last few years. Today, we get to add to it.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday, and he'd do it again today. A good birdie right there, Frank.
Oh, time to get another cup of coffee. Things are heating up.
Frank, 14 is so often a pivotal hole here at the TPC Sawgrass.
It is, Rich. And when you see a player hit two shots comfortably on this green, you think, what's all the problems about 14? But when you see someone stray left or stray right, you realize that 14 is a real bear.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Put a birdie on the card here yesterday, don't forget. And getting ready for the putt. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under for the round. And he makes it for par. Now to the 15th, and Frank, I know this is a hole that you really like.
Yeah, it gets no respect in my book, which I think is a shame. Just a nice, well, when he goes after it like he is here.
Well, Looks to be putting everything into this one. Just destroyed it. Frank, I know you like boxing. That was some heavyweight power right there.
Smoked it.
Getting set now for the approach at the 15th.
Yeah, good-looking second shot here, but you've got to be precise. Hardly a flat spot on this green.
I mean, that's how the game is played, right there.
He's just making it look so easy. That birdie coming up, formality.
He has this for a birdie. It's a nice birdie right there.
Could not have come at a better time. Third place now.
Now the start of the gauntlet. 16, 17, and 18. Par 5, 16. Frank, Tiger made birdie here all 4 days in winning in 2013.
Fred Couples made that fantastic eagle many years ago. Hole bends a little to the player's left. You don't have to hit driver here if you're a long hitter, but you really must move that ball right to left.
Good contact, good result. That is massive off the tee.
Meters, yards, I don't care how you measure that. That's got to be what? 300 meters, 325 yards, something like that. Second shot. There's a bunker over there.
I think he's headed for it.
Well, Mr. Ball does not meet Mr. Fairway. It's off, off, off. Rough.
Good swing, good shot yet again.
I mean, this skill and that was sublime.
Just good hands, coming out of the rough, able to manage the distance, and now in great position. Oh my goodness, he missed it. He missed the bunny. That's like missing a layup in basketball. You don't want to let this one get away. This is about concentration and focus at this point. No problems there.
Yeah, keeps the round going, keeps the momentum on his side.
Frank, not to plant the seed of doubt, but we must deliver the facts here on this telecast. 44 balls in the water a couple of years ago, 28 last year.
Rich, that's the announcer's curse. What will he do? Hazard?
Maybe wet. Wow, lucky break right there, Frank.
Well, that's what everyone else is going to say, except him.
Okay, good shot on the dance floor. He'll take par and move on. Now to the final hole here at TPC Sawgrass, 462-yard par 4. Frank, is this one of the toughest finishing holes in the sport?
It is, because the simple reason you've played 17 holes and the job isn't done yet.
Frank, there's fairway, there's rough, and then there's mulch.
Yeah, the worst thing about the mulch is all these little chips around the ball, and that's so the ball doesn't sit up. And once again, this shot might look easy, but if you just miss it a bit, it so exaggerates the outcome.
That is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Wow, I thought he made that. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Just a couple of feet. And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Frank, it was a great setting with great crowds. We saw plenty of very good golf. Your thoughts?
I think the course really extracted some of the golf that we saw. It forced these players to play just some great golf, and it wasn't just like a pitch and a putt golf course. So I think seeing the guys tested, so seeing the players tested at this level, it was a treat.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live opening round coverage of the Peach Invitational.
This looks like it's going to find the target.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie. Even par currently.
Frank, how much does that birdie help the cause?
Well, it doesn't look like much right now, Rich, just sneaking inside the top 20. But at the end of the day, that might be the one that turned the tide.
Action continues at the 7th. Has not been a stellar performance to this point, but Frank, not too bad.
When you consider 4-round events, Rich, you're going to have a period where there's a little lull. As long as you can minimize the damage over the course of 4 days, it turns out all right.
right where they were aiming, in the fairway. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Just a superb shot.
You're not going to see much better than that all day today.
Frank going for 2 in a row now. Needs a few more of those. That was a good birdie.
Yeah, this time, that one gets him in the top 10.
Frank back-to-back dog legs to the left as we step on the tee here at the 8th.
This one, a little different to the 7th hole. This one's fairly flat, and also that fairway runs out on the right side. You can try and flash it across all the bunkers. There's no real advantage. You have to respect those bunkers. Should just leave you a sand iron, a wedge maximum in here. This is a good scoring opportunity, providing you hit the fairway.
The approach now at the 8th, and Frank, what's the right play?
This is one of the widest greens on the golf course. There's just a subtle ridge and terrain that sort of moves that ball from that left side to the right. When the flag's on the left, you have to keep it left. And when the flag's on the right, you can use the middle of the green to move the ball around.
That's well played. Now a good look at birdie. Getting set now over the putt. Frankie took plenty of time on this birdie putt. He looked at it from 3 different angles. He forgot one very important ingredient.
Yeah, pace. You can definitely fall in love with the line, even with approach shots as well, but obviously we see it more on putting.
Nice par to remain at 2 under. Rounding out the front 9 here at East Lake, and interesting, this is our first par 5 of the day. Just 2 par 5s on the course, and the first is here at the 9th, set up at an even 600 yards. Excellent start off the tee. That's a great way to begin this hole. Looks like he's going to have a go at it here at the par 5, his second shot. Frank, this is just a pleasure to watch. A player hitting on all cylinders at the top of his game.
Notice it's just flowing too. There's not a lot of deep analysis going through his mind. Just one step in front of the other. If your swing's there, you don't have to find it. If your putting stroke's there, you don't have to find it. Just let it happen.
Birdie try up next. Good chance here. Starting to make the move now to -3 with yet another birdie. So 1 round in the books and a lot to chew on here.
There is. This is going to be a tough championship to pull away. The standard of golf, especially that first page of the leaderboard. Excellent golf.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live second-round coverage of the Peach Invitational. Pretty good drive here.
Another straight one.
You can go low here. The course professional record, and it's a par 70 set by Zach Johnson. He fired 60 back in September of 2007 at the Tour Championship presented by Coca-Cola. That was when the golf course was set at 7,154 yards.
There's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Good chance now for a birdie. That was an outstanding play.
Well, it's almost a guarantee there after that shot.
He really likes this hole. Made birdie yesterday. Can he do it again today? Setting himself up for a good weekend, the wily golf instructor makes his birdie. Hole number 8 now, another dogleg left set up here, 405 yards, par 4. .315. Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
On the green, and a chance for a birdie. And it's a long way to the hole from here. Never easy. You couldn't ask for much more than that, except to make it. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Has his par. Now to the longest hole on the course and the first par 5. It's the 600-yard 9th hole. Couldn't ask for too much better here. Playing his second shot here at the par 5. Frank, I think what sets golf apart from other sports is that the fan can get so close to the great athlete as the round is being played.
Well, that's why the sport itself, and we consider it more intimate for that reason. You know, most golf spectators play the game. And whereas other sports, you don't see NFL players sitting in the grandstand. You see spectators, but most golf fans are golfers.
Pretty long putt right here. You'd be happy to get it to within 2-3 feet. Looks like he just misread that. Made a par in his previous round. This time, it's for birdie. Player knows they're on the move with that birdie. Quick glance at the leaderboard. They can see, Frank, they're not out of it.
Things are very volatile right now.
Just a superb performance on the front side. He's hoping to keep it going here on the back nine, Frank.
The game is so much easier when you're swinging well, putts are going in. Really, you've just got to keep out of your own way. I'm loving that balance.
Wow, that is a monster drive down there, about 315 yards. Well, he's going to have to hit the same club a lot harder or just hit another one. Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Well, that is an exceptional shot on the green and in position for a birdie.
Yeah, it's a formality now.
Birdie try again here today. That is some good work right there. Birdie and one shot closer to the lead. Moving on now to the 11th and another par 3. Frank, this one just under 200 yards.
Does play a little bit uphill, and really it's like a V-shaped green. Those two front bunkers really pitch the front of that green in. Hole actually gets a little easier the further the flag goes up the green. It's a little wider, and the chances of having an uphill putt increase.
That's how you play the game, right there. Stick it in close and then knock in the birdie. This one just requires a little bit of focus. That had to really hurt, Frank, because it looked good all the way.
Well, this will test his mettle. That's a good par there, Rich.
Frank, one thing I really like about Eastlake Golf Club, the variety of holes. There's some good par 3s. We've seen that. Just a couple of par 5s. But then you have this collection of really fascinating short par 4s, including here at the 391-yard 12th.
It just goes to show in today's game you don't always have to reach for a 500-yard par 4. The 12th, even though it's under 400 yards, is quite deceiving. There's a lone fairway bunker on the right that has to be avoided. And then judging the lie, if you're on a downhill lie, pitching into a green that's also below you, that front bunker might look a long way short of the green, but it's caught a few errant second shots.
That's well played. Places it about 10 feet out for birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie.
Now, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Good roll. Solid. That's a par. So that is a top 10 performance through 2 rounds, Frank.
It's always nice to know that you have a shot with 2 rounds left in the tournament.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Peach Invitational. It is nice to have that one in your bag, to be able to hit it that long.
Yeah, that has to be at least 315 yards.
Good-looking shot right here. Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man. So a tester from 4 feet. Putting up some impressive numbers out here now. 9 under for the tournament. Back on the tee here at East Lake, it's the 5th hole. This is a muscular par 4, Frank, at better than 500 yards.
You just take 4 and walk to the next tee on any given day, Rich. Blind tee shots, really you have to hit a good one here. Otherwise, you're just sort of going to clock up at least a 5 straight away. Par 5 for the members, so it's a tough par 4 even for the pros.
He just blasted that one down the fairway. Out there about 325 yards. Now from a good position in the fairway, his second shot. Frank landed it on the green.
It was never going to stop.
No, no chance. So, Frank, just from the fringe, what's the best way to hit this shot?
The best players would chip. This is going to be risky, though. I don't know if he's got the skill.
Pretty good shot right there. Settles in over the putt. With that par, moving into a tie for the lead.
It's about to get interesting.
Frank, it's pretty simple here at the 6th hole. 209 yards over water. You need one good strike of the golf ball.
It sounds easy, doesn't it?
Frank, how did he do there?
Well, he's inside 30 feet, but 27 feet, it's not exactly what you'd call close.
Very well done. Almost made it.
Yeah, there'll be no stress for the next one.
A makeable putt right here. He is currently sitting at 1 under par.
Another good par.
This is a really good par 4. Dog leg to the left, 434 yards here at the 7th at East Lake. That's a good spot right there.
Center cut.
315. It is a windy day out here, Frank. My hat just blew off. This is going to affect the players' shots, that's for sure.
There's a big green, and they're going to use use every inch of it.
That would be a great look at birdie. Made par yesterday. This one for birdie. Wow, that was so close, Frank.
Just time to forget that one. I mean, he couldn't hit that much better.
Just 5 feet left.
Just dwindling the holes down. Pars are fine right now.
Hole number 8, now another dogleg left. Set up here, 405 yards, par 4. Well, this is a humbling game, isn't it, Frank?
Well, shots like that, not to be proud of.
This has really been a challenge all day long with these winds coming from different directions, changing speeds. It's gone from 15 upwards 25 miles per hour. Really a test for the players. NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Peach Invitational.
Oh, beautiful swing, and the result is every bit as good.
I mean, he just blasted it down the fairway, well over 325 yards. So going well up the hill to that green, will need to take an extra club here.
Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
That is how it's done right there. What an approach shot. Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Oh, man, just slides by. And only a tap in left. Good putt. Clean this up with a tap. Has his par. Back on the tee here at East Lake, 5th hole, 520-yard par 4. Right where they were aiming, in the fairway. All right, Frank, as we look at this approach shot here at the 5th at East Lake, give our player a sense of what's the right angle of attack.
Well, this is normally a par 5 for the amateurs, so it's normally set for a pitch shot. Consequently, as a long par 4, you can allow that ball to release and just use the general contours of the screen that send the ball to the left.
Now this for birdie, came away with par in the previous round.
Well, birdies are hard to come by in this situation. So tight.
Keeps him right in the thick of it. Frank, if you're an amateur, you get to this tee box, maybe you reach into the bag and grab that old scuffed up orange ball or pink ball maybe you found in the woods. You don't want to waste a good one here. Either that or get in a paddle boat and just row across to the other side.
Well, this lake is normally full, Rich, and full of golf balls, that's for sure. Even the best players in the world, they get the wind wrong and they start flirting with that right side. You pay the price very, very quickly. It's not just a short par 3 either. This is a decent length for a shot that has to be flown all the way through the air.
Oh my gosh, that hurts. Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. You've let one go. You've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes in.
Stroke that with authority. We're at the 7th now. Well, Frank, we've made it through the 6th unscathed. And here we are at the 7th hole. And a little movement to this par 4 goes to the left.
Exactly. The first hole that actually shapes that way at East Lake. There's one bunker down the left side, that short bunker not in play. You would think you'd want to draw it off this tee, but really the best access to this undulating green is down the right side.
Just an ideal lie, Frank. What can he do from here?
Well, if he takes advantage of the tee shot now and goes at this flag, then he'll certainly gain on the field.
Another good swing, and it looks like, Frank, another really good shot. Well, that's how you do it. Hit it close, take the pressure off that putt. That one should be no problem. Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Oh, man.
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. Makeable putt right here, currently sitting at 1 under for the round.
Hole's 4 1/4 inches. Could have done with one slightly bigger.
So just a formality here. Frank, at this stage of the championship, you cannot afford bogeys.
That's right. Now there's an even bigger gap between where they stand and the top of the leaderboard.
Well, this looks good.
Certainly is. Oh, that's it. New member of the 300-yard club.
Good poke right there. Frank, really good chance from this position to make a birdie.
Yeah, really the only thing he's looking at right now is the flag. This is a green light special.
Frank, this one looks like it might have a postage stamp on it. Airmail City.
Yeah, lick it. Send it.
Just averted danger right there. So close.
Why does he have all the luck?
Shouldn't be a problem here, but not a formality either. Wow, I thought he made that. Good try. Just didn't quite read the break, Frank.
It shouldn't be a problem, you'd think, cleaning up here for par.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live third-round coverage of the Peach Invitational. Those are good numbers right there. 320, 320 yards. Just crushed it in the fairway. This won't hurt him.
Wow, Frank, I did not expect that. An eagle.
Back on the tee here at East Lake, it's the 5th hole. This is a muscular par 4, Frank, at better than 500 yards.
You just take 4 and walk to the next tee on any given day, Rich. Blind tee shots, really you have to hit a good one here. Otherwise, you're just sort of going to clock up at least a 5 straight away. Par 5 for the members, so it's a tough par 4 even for the pros.
Frank, this is a way to make golf easy when you can hit it that deep.
Oh, I'm going to say, I know that first number's a 3. I'm guessing the second one's a 2. Let's call it 320.
Seems to like it. Looks like it's headed for the green.
Well, that's how you play the game, right there.
So a tester from 4 feet.
Rich, that just adds insult to injury to the rest of the field. Another birdie, and the gap even wider.
A sensational performance. Frank, it is really pretty simple here at the 6th. You need one good, clean strike of the golf ball.
Yeah, and the ball's got to travel the right distance, land softly, and give yourself a 6 or an 8-foot putt. That's the way it's drawn out. Chances of doing that are very, very small. The reason why? Just have another look at this tee shot. And if you can see as much water as I can, you're going to realize this is no pushover.
Wow, Frank, he is dialed in.
Yeah, that was just some shot on that. Easy birdie.
Frank going for another birdie here.
Chance to get on a real roll.
Racking them and stacking them. That's 12 under par now for the tournament. Par 4 7th, slight dogleg to the left, 434 yards.
Game's about rhythm. When you have good rhythm, it just looks effortless. To hit the ball 300 yards through the air, that easy.
Nicely played shot, about 310 yards down the fairway. Steeply up the hill here. This is going to play very long.
Repetitive is often sounds boring. This is just shot after shot, and it's anything other than that. Spectacular.
That was a good-looking putt, just not falling right now.
No, sadly, he's going to be disappointed.
Been pretty good all day from this distance, just trying to take care of business. Nothing wrong with that par putt. Here at the 8th, again, this is not an especially long hole, but it requires some thinking. It's a strategic golf hole, 405-yard par 4, and it doglegs to the left, so position is key. Well, that is a really good tee shot right there, Frank.
I think that tipped the 300-yard mark.
Par 4 8th, Frank, draw it up for us, this approach shot.
Well, a good tee shot, just a short iron in here. This is one hole really where you should go at the flag. If the flag's on the left, take it on. Flag's on the right, take it on. And the reason why is you're going to keep the ball in the right section. And there's a big green, and they're going to use every inch of it.
Just a case of a hole suiting the player's eye. Made the birdie yesterday, And he has a good chance to make another one today.
Well, just when you thought they might pick up one, now settle for a par.
Just a couple of feet. He's made it. Frank, in golf, there's nothing quite like the final round of a hotly contested championship, and this one could be a doozy.
And there's nothing quite like that leaderboard I'm looking at right now. We are going to have some amazing golf. This one is going to have to be won.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's live final round coverage of the Peach Invitational.
Oh, I liked that.
Now it's right in his wheelhouse. Good position where he can attack the pin.
Yeah, he has all those options now. That ball's sitting up. You can bring it in high. You can bring it in low. The choice is yours.
That is an excellent play right there. The approach, giving him another good look. Settles in over the putt.
You'd like that one again.
Came to the putt, excited to make birdie. Now, settle for par.
Yeah, little change in the attitude right now. When you've let one go, you've got to really knuckle down there and make sure you don't drop a shot. It's important this one goes.
So, hanging in down the stretch with a par. Now we're at the par 5 15th, and it's only 525 yards, so obviously a great chance to make a birdie, maybe even an eagle. But if you stray off the tee, you could walk away with 6. Outstanding tee shot.
Yeah, ball sitting up. You don't have to worry about the wind or anything there. You just take a full-blooded cut at the second shot from here.
Frank, this is a position where a player is absolutely licking his chops here. Good chance to make a birdie.
Yeah, this is when this game just looks like fun. Bunkers don't seem to be in play. The only thing you're really looking at right now is just the flag.
Pretty good shot right there, about 10 feet away, setting up the putt for birdie. Par yesterday, now for birdie. Man,
I just pushed it.
Boy, that hurts. This for par. Has his par. Frank, this is really a picturesque hole. As you look out, you can see the Atlanta skyline, and you can also see, with just a few holes to play, maybe a $10 million pot of gold.
If you can't smell the finish from here, then you never will. And you're right. You know, you've got water coming up after this hole. Good tee shot here. If you want to challenge those bunkers, so be it. If you can somehow thread it just right of that, then you'll have a chance at the second shot that also is going to play downhill.
Frank, downhill shot here. Will he have to take it just a little bit easier?
Yeah, be careful with the ball position as well. If you play the ball too far forward and try and scoop it, it's not going to work. Oh, solid strike right in the heart of the green.
Had a birdie here yesterday in there close. Great opportunity for another one. Trying to make yet another birdie. Frank, I thought that was in. Well, there's an opportunity wasted.
Just knock it in for a par, and let's forget about this one. Golf is not about perfect, but it's going to hurt the course.
And he has it.
A good putt redeems all.
Just 2 holes left here at East Lake. Frank, we have another par 4 set at 455 yards. Just a perfect drive here at 17. This has left him a good look at this hole. Well, you can feel the tension right now. Always a pivotal shot in the round, the second to 17. Appears to be a smart shot, Frank.
Yeah, no problem here. That's going to fly all the way.
Oh, can't hide the flagstick from that man.
Even par currently.
Good roll. Now to the final hole here at East Lake Golf Club. And Frank, there aren't too many golf courses that finish with a par 3.
And that's why it's always under a debate whether you should finish on a par 3, especially one of this length. Twos are very, very hard to find on this green. And the reason why there's so many slopes and hollows here, the 2 bunkers, remember the great up and down from Jim Furyk from the right bunker? That's more than possible. But this is it. This is what it comes down to. Somehow make a 3.
So maybe a nice way to finish up with a good approach here to the 18th and a good chance for birdie. See if he can go one better than yesterday when he made par. This putt for birdie.
Now putt for par.
Just needs to keep it steady here over the putt. Wow, that's disappointing. Chance to get too deep on one hole and you leave it short.
Well, the good thing is he didn't miss it, right? It didn't go past and miss. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We'll never know.
Okay. Still has a chance for birdie, too.
Right, okay. I like that. It's a positive attitude.
NBC Golf Channel on EA Sports, in association with the PGA Tour, proudly presents the season-long race for the FedEx Cup. Today, it's the final round of the Peach Invitational. That appeared to be a good strike right there, Frank.
Oh, good. It's just towering. Look at that, hanging in the sky.
Good strike, good lie, good chance to attack the pin. Now at 14, ready for the approach shot. Frank, you've played in conditions all over the world. Here come the winds now. What's the mindset?
Well, this is really what separates the men from the boys. This is where you've got to tell yourself, and it's an advantage to you. Obviously, the scores will go up a little bit, given the conditions. But once again, this is going to suit the stronger player today.
You like the old phrase, swing easy when it's breezy?
Definitely when you're hitting it into a head breeze. But down breeze, tee it up a little bit, try and ride that wind some more.
Appears to be what they call a commercial play. Very solid. Not a gimme, but well within his range. I thought that was in.
Yeah, it looked good. I mean, line, pace, it's hard to be critical of that.
In for par. All teed up at the 15th, the final par 5 on the course, sitting at just 525 yards. But this one has a chance to be really good. Good contact, good result. That one is in the fairway, down there about 290 yards. Frank, when you look at great rivalries in sports, you realize that athletes need each other. Joe Frazier needed Muhammad Ali to achieve greatness, to achieve legendary status. And in golf, Tom Watson needed Jack Nicklaus to push him to another level.
And also to define an era. Without one, we couldn't think of the 80s or the 90s or the 2000s or the 2010s. You need those players to define that era. So you need competition. Competition is not without rivalry.
Standing over this putt, concentrating on the read. Pretty good effort right there. Birdie putt coming up. Had a par on this hole yesterday. Well, you're not going to make that putt all the time, but you'd like to at least get it to the hole.
If he keeps putting like that, he's going to be an announcer in no time.